Hello, once again, biology students. This is the video for the week 13 assignments that you have for Mr. Charlton's biology class. What we're going to be doing this week is we're going to be building on what we learned last week when we started talking about genetics. I know there was a lot of information, we had a lot of notes, and it's time to start using that information. And so if you didn't completely understand everything that we did on the notes last Wednesday and Thursday, that's okay, because you're going to have those notes with you. We're going to show you how to use that information in practice problems. And by going through the practice problems, you will start to pick up the information and it'll start to make a lot of sense to you. So, but if you don't do the practice problems, it's going to just continue to stay confusing and weird, and you're probably not going to get it. So you got to go through the practice. The practice will help you figure out what all these terms mean, how to do all the steps. And I'm going to go over with that this week. So let me show you what we have going on. So we're in week 13. There are going to be 3 things you need to get done this week. So on Monday and Tuesday, I am going to give you some notes, but these are going to be a little different because these aren't information notes. These are really to show you how to do genetics problems. And we're starting with the types of problems that are called complete dominance. That goes back to what we were talking about with one allele dominates over another, capital letters and lowercase letters. That isn't always the case, which we'll get into in the weeks to come. But for this week, it's going to be one is dominant, one is recessive. And if that doesn't is something you remember, then you want to make sure to look at your notes because that's in your notes from last week. Okay, so I'm going to teach you how to do genetics problems in class on Monday and Tuesday. And that's what I'm going to put here. Then you've got 2 kinds of practice. So the first is a worksheet that I would hand out in class. So if you scroll down, go to assignment number 2, worksheet, you'll see a video right here. This kind of is a video that is going to be similar to what I'm going to be doing in class, which is to show you how to do these types of problems. So that'll make sense to you. Just like all the other worksheets I've ever given, I give you the PDF. If you want to download it and print it out, you're more than welcome to do that. If you're not able to do that or don't want to, these are the practice problems here. So it's numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. Okay. And so for those of you that download it, you'll notice when you download it, I think it goes up to number 12. You don't need to do number 10, 11, and 12, just problems 1 through 9. So you don't have to fill out the last set of problems because it gets a little tricky and I don't feel like it's worth your time. Okay. Now I'm going to get you started with this in class. After we learn how to do some practice problems, we're going to actually start answering some of these, not all of them. You'll finish them all off on your own. Like I said, either print it out and do the work on the actual worksheet so you can fill in these blanks if you print it out, or you could do it all on a separate piece of paper, which is what I will do in class. So that's the second assignment. So first assignment is the notes. Second assignment is this worksheet. The third assignment is more genetic problems, but these are what we call open-ended problems. And so there are what, 5 of them? 6 of them. There's 6 problems. And so you don't need to copy the question. You'll do this on a separate piece of paper. But there are steps that you need to have for every problem. And these are one of the things I want to go over in the notes. I have it here in blue, but I also have it written here down here. So these are the same thing. Make sure that you are doing all of the steps. 2 reasons why you want to do all the steps. 1, it's to make sure that you get credit for the question because you did all the things you need to. 2 is if you do all the steps, you'll get less confused. It's just like math class where you try to do stuff in your head, you're going to forget things, you're going to skip stuff, you're going to not remember, and you then get confused and you're like, I don't know what's going on. If you go through the steps, which are to identify your letters first. I know people don't want to write their letters down, but it does help. It helps you keep everything straight. Then you're going to draw a little quick picture. I'll show you how to do that. The picture helps. It helps you keep everything straight. If you need a Punnett square, then you'll run a Punnett square. I'll teach you what that is. Then determine your ratios for genotype and phenotype. And then the really important thing is make sure you answer the question. People will like go through the work, they'll do their letters, do the picture, do the Punnett square, get their ratios, but the question will ask them like, so what's the chances that the baby will have blue eyes? And they never answer the question. Always make sure you go back and you say, all right, did I actually answer the question? And then we usually put a box around it to make it kind of stand out. Okay. So these are kind of like short answer questions. So short answer genetics problems. Okay. So again, I'm going to help you with these on Wednesdays and Thursdays class. So Monday and Tuesday is going to be going over how to do these. And then Wednesday and Thursday, I'm going to start you off by doing a couple of these for you so that you can kind of figure them out. They're not easy. They are thinking problems. They are puzzles to be solved. And so you got to know your stuff. A lot of you would read a question and go, I don't know what the hell to start. Well, if you don't have your notes and you don't follow the steps, then yeah, you're going to get lost and you don't know where to start. So make sure that you have your notes and you follow the steps. Okay. So those are the 3 things this week. If I were to make it very simple, you've got notes, you've got a worksheet, and you've got some practice problems. Those 3 assignments, get them in by next Monday. And then I'm always here on Fridays to help out anybody if you need any help. So definitely with these kinds of things, come on Friday and say things like, hey, I didn't get number 1 on the worksheet, or I didn't get number 4 of the practice problems. Could you show me? Absolutely. That's what I'm here for. Okay. But I don't know if you don't know it, if you never talk to me and you never ask. Okay. All right, so that is what we're doing this week. We're learning how to do genetics problems. If you get stuck, please, please, please reach out for help. Don't just try to like wing it or just go, it's too hard. I can't get it. Of course you can get it if you try at it. And I will see all of you in class on Monday and Tuesday. Have a good one.